So these are some of the things that, NWAVE does.
So apart from rallying, do you have other tools that you use to expose this violence?
Well, apart from the rally, we also, I've spoken at radio stations. I've, talked with other media agencies. We've gone to churches, to try and, talk to people, in churches. And again, our Muslim counterpart have also reached out. So those are some of the things that, we've done.
And conferences.
And we've also had, that's right, we had conferences where we invite women, and then we invite speakers to come. We've had one in Nigeria, and then we've had a conference here in the United States at Vanguard University. We talked about the issue of human trafficking because, human trafficking is a form of violence where you kidnap children, you kidnap young people, and then you literally sell them out, as sex objects. And so we had a conference here at the university, Vanguard University, where women came from Kenya, women also came from Nigeria, and we addressed the issue of human trafficking.
All right, so what preventive measures can be taken to prevent future occurrence?
Well, the issue of violence, what can we do to prevent violence? Economic problem, I believe, is one of the economy or lack of, resources is one of the major things that, propagate violence. As NWAVE members, or as an organization, we realize that sometimes if we try to meet, the economic needs of the individual, for instance, once again, the issue of human trafficking. If, let's say, a woman is unable to care for her family, as NWAVE, organization, what can we do in order to stop her from sending her daughter to go somewhere and prostitute herself? Well, NWAVE, I can give an example. We have a woman by the name of Lydia. Lydia is from Nasarawa State. Lydia came across one of our women in Abuja, where what had happened with Lydia was that she has never given birth. That's the other thing. And her husband, had no problem, but her mother-in-law had a big problem with her. So the mother-in-law was causing problems to the point where Lydia had to leave Nasarawa and come to Abuja. And when she came to Abuja, obviously it was a big city. She didn't know what to do. Another woman was trying to recruit her, into this prostitution ring. And luckily, one of our women from NWAVE met her. And in the course of their conversation, she discovered that Lydia had problems at home and that Lydia was heading the wrong direction. So what NWAVE did was we gave Lydia a loan of $50,000 so that Lydia can go start a business. And it ended up beautifully because eventually not only did we give her the money, but NWAVE was also able to reconcile her with her husband. So she's now back in Nasarawa. She's doing very well with her own business. And so see, this is one aspect of preventing, violence. For us, helping Lydia and going back home instead of her staying in Abuja and getting involved in this human trafficking. So if we can help our women, to be able to address the issue of lack of resources that they have, we believe is one of the major factors in order to stop this issue of violence. And then we also talk with the women. Our young people are the ones that are being used in this violent act because, these Islamic, for instance, Islamic militant, they go to the villages because our young people do not have jobs. So they promise to give them work. And when they promise to give them, they promise to give them money and they use them, in order to go perpetrate violence, to kill and to maim people in the villages. So one of the things we try to do is to talk with the women. You need to talk with her, your boys, you need to talk to your girls, and just try to encourage them and, try to help them and show them the right thing to do. As mothers have great influence over their children. And so if a woman understands what is happening in society, they are able to do that.
All right, what are the remedies available to these victims and the families?
The remedies available to the victims, like I mentioned earlier, one of the remedies is, talking. One of the another form of the remedy is, meeting the victim's need and providing, for them. So basically, that's what we have been able to do so far.
So, but how easily can these victims reach NWAVE?
Well, NWAVE, it has been established in about 9 different states in Nigeria. And in each state, we have a coordinator. And these coordinators work with women, the local women in the various states. And in the local government also, they have leaders. So we try to make our presence known, in the society or the places where these women are. So people have actually, heard us, talking over in the radio, and then our women reach out in churches. We make ourselves, available. The other thing is that our phone number, people can reach us in Abuja. Our number is area code, well, they don't have area code in Abuja, but 0803 5919 508. And here in the States, people can reach me at 714-883-7573. They can also reach us on through Facebook or through, they can check out our website. Again, remember, NWAVE is is a program under Universal Dorcas Ministry. So you can Google www.n-wave.org, www.n-wave.org. Also by email, bakohe@aol.com, bakohe@aol.com. So these are the various ways that people can reach us and get in touch with us. We'd love to hear from anyone that has questions or want to reach out and help NWAVE. We truly are in need of people helping NWAVE. Like I mentioned earlier, one of the things that we are really working toward is providing housing for the refugees. We have a humanitarian crisis at this point in Nigeria. A lot of people have been displaced. Everybody is running away from Boko Haram. And so there are so many people, so many children. Actually, one of the saddest story that ever, that I've come across is when Boko Haram went to a particular village. They rampaged this village, killed a lot of people, and an infant was found trying to feed at his dead mother's breast. And it is so sad. So you find a lot of children roaming around the street. Luckily, sometimes neighbors help. So we have need for people to help us donate clothing, help us, provide financial, give us money, because we are renting houses for about $2,500. You can rent a house for a 3-bedroom house for a whole year for a family to stay. And I think if families need that stability before they finally settle down and get something going for themselves. So we do have those needs. There's need for people to donate food. So your audience, they can reach us again through my phone number 714-883-7573 or the email bakohe@aol.com if people want to donate. and it's also tax deductible. We are able to give a tax write-off.
Okay, that takes us to the funding. How is NWAVE funded?
NWAVE, at this point is funded by friends and family and other churches. We've received donations from church that have recently. We got a large, donation from a church that will be able to help us, get a house actually for a family. So as people hear about us, sometimes through word of mouth, and sometimes we get invited to go speak with in churches and make people aware of the need that is happening. And we've spoken to in other media houses, just letting people know. So by word of mouth or through the media, people hear and they contribute and donate.
So may we know where NWAVE is located?
NWAVE is a program in the United States under Universal Dorcas Ministry, which is a non-governmental organization. But the headquarters of NWAVE is in Abuja, Nigeria. It is also established in about 9 different states in Nigeria, but its headquarters is in Abuja, Nigeria.
The major challenges NWAVE is facing.
One of our major challenges is being able to meet the needs. We have great needs. I mentioned earlier about Boko Haram attacking not just the girls at school where they are kidnapped, but they are also going to different villages and attacking farmers. And right now, they have taken over some towns. They have it under their control. People are on the run. We have a lot of displaced people, internally displaced people in Nigeria. It is believed that there are over 700,000 displaced people in Nigeria, and that's a huge number. As an organization, we want to meet the needs of these people. We know that there are other organizations, but we don't have enough. We need people to support us. We need people to help us provide housing, for those displaced individuals. We need people to help us, provide food for these farmers that were not able to farm. And we also need people to help us, provide opportunity for the young ones to go back to school.
Tell us your dream about NWAVE. Where do you look at it in the nearest future?
I really see NWAVE being established in not just in Nigeria, but in a lot of the African countries. When we had our conference in 2013, we had women from Kenya who also expressed to us that the issue of violence perpetrated against women and children is not just in Nigeria, but as well as in Kenya. So I foresee NWAVE being established in Kenya, and I believe in other African countries, and in all parts of Nigeria, all the 36 states in Nigeria, but also in the United States, because violence also, like I said, is being perpetrated in the United States against women and children as well.